மாணவர்கள் எவரும் போதைக்கு அடிமையாகாதீர்கள். அடிமையானவர்கள் மீண்டதாக சரித்திரமில்லை. எனவே உங்களையும் சமூகத்தையும் பாதுகாத்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். உங்கள் நலன் கருதி கல்வி டிவி.
Hi students, today we are going to study science application of microorganisms grade 9 unit 1. Right, these notes are coming from your textbooks. Right, you can see your textbooks and just explain what is there and you can study well. Okay, now see the screen. Applications of microorganism in medicines. We already studied in several area. Agriculture we have studied the microorganism last class. This class that they said microorganisms, right, using in that application of microorganism, right, applications, because sometimes the letters is not clear, that is the reason I wrote it here again. Application of microorganisms. This is your unit 1 in grade 9, right, applications of microorganisms. Mostly the microorganisms which are help us, sometimes which are harmful us, right, in medicine. Today we are going to study how microorganisms have use in medicine. Use of microorganisms to treat the diseases caused by another microorganism is very common in medicines. Use of microorganisms to treat the diseases caused by another microorganisms is very common in medicine. What did they say here? Use of microorganisms. Say example, use of microorganisms. Penicillin as a microorganism, as a fungus, right? Fungus. It has used to treat some diseases caused by bacteria. It's the disease caused by bacteria, but we are using fungus, right? The disease caused by another mean here I mentioned bacteria. Bacteria as the pathogen, but we are using to kill that pathogens, that bacteria, by penicillin, fungus, right? So here they mention like that. It's very common. It's very common, right? We will study briefly in the about this one in medicine, right? We already studied what is pathogen. It's caused some organisms, right? We already studied about pathogens. What is some microorganism may cause diseases. Say example, dengue disease made by arbovirus, right? This microorganism, virus. Sometimes tetanus, that is caused by anaerobic bacteria. So microorganism. So many viruses, fungus and bacteria may cause diseases. So that kind of microorganisms called pathogens, right? Here, use of microorganisms to treat the disease. Use of microorganisms mean what? What kind? This is penicillin. Use of microorganisms to treat the disease, right? This is penicillin medicine. For what? Yes, caused by another microorganism. That blue color pathogens, green color medicine, but both are microorganism, right? This is common. Okay, we will go to next slide. Application of microorganisms, same subject in medicine. Microorganisms are used to produce antibiotics, right? What is microorganisms are used to produce antibiotic. Antibiotics nowadays using in various diseases. And they said vaccines also, right? So many vaccines produced by using of a microorganism. And they said antitoxin, everything we will study antitoxin, because what we are studying, the microorganisms which are used in medicine, right? For what? Antibiotics, vaccines and antitoxin. We will study what is antibiotics, what is vaccines, antitoxins, which are going to study briefly. What would like to say you here, that is microorganism, right? Microorganisms, very tiny substance, can't see with naked eye, we can see through the microscope. So that microorganism have used to produce in manufacturally, in company, for what? Antibiotics, vaccines and antitoxins. Okay students, we will go to next slide, which is explain more. Here, what is, earlier we studied producing, right, antibodies. Here this antibiotics, producing antibiotics, right? Earlier studied microorganisms are used in agriculture purpose. Here producing antibiotics. What is antibiotics? Chemicals produced in the body of a microbe to destroy or sabotage another microorganisms are known as antibiotics. Chemicals produced. What is, say, example, a human, it's the one human with microorganism, have find out with microorganisms. Okay, we'll explain this later, little bit. Okay. This human body, right? What is happened? He got disease. The pathogen is in blue color. This is the pathogen, right? Pathogen is here, right? Okay, this is pathogen, right? But here they have injected some toxins. How? This is the another microorganisms. This is another microorganisms, right? It's produce some chemicals. If we take that chemical and inject it to this person, what substance have used it? This black color substance. From where? This also the microorganism. What is this one is microorganisms. It's produce chemicals. This produce chemical, right? This chemical have used to inject to that person. inject to this person, right? What chemical have used it? This chemical produced by the microorganisms. So this chemical reach to this body, and went it to kill the pathogens of the disease or sabotage. But the microorganisms here, microorganisms produce chemical. This is chemical. This chemical injected to the body, human body. This chemical go to destroy the pathogens, because this one the cause of microorganisms, blue color. So now read the sentence. What did they mention here? The chemical, right? Wait. Right? Yes, he mentioned the chemical. We already mentioned in black color. Chemicals produced in the body. Sometime the chemical produced in the body of a microorganism. Microbe. Where that microbe? Yes, it is here. This one, this microbe is where? Yes, let's find out that microbes is here. Right? The chemicals produced in the body of microbe to destroy. To destroy. For what? Destroy. Yes. To destroy. To destroy what? Or sabotage. Weakening. Sabotage another microbe, another microorganism. Where is that another microorganism? Yes, that is a pathogen, right? That another microorganisms mean that is pathogen, known as that chemical called antibiotics. Chemical called antibiotics. This is antibiotics. What is that antibiotic is? This. Where? Right, this chemical. Right? These are the chemical. See, nice game is here, no? The arrow mark is explain something. Right? Antibiotics. What is another microorganisms? Where is that another microorganism? Yes, this another microorganism is where? See the arrow mark. This one. This is. So, the chemicals produced in the body of a microbe. In the body of microbe. Say the microorganisms produce the chemical. Right? The chemicals which are in black color dot mark. These chemicals. Right? Chemicals are where? The chemicals. Yes. See every arrow mark. This is chemical. Right? That chemicals produced in the body of microbe. body of microbe, this microbe body produce chemicals. That chemical have isolated, separated and injected to the diseased person. That chemical can kill the person. Understand? Say example, if you feel confused, I can explain in a new page. Right? What is the new person? This person now having disease. This person having disease. Having disease. By what? Some pathogens are here. Some pathogens are here. This is the kind of bacteria cause disease. This bacteria caused disease in human. How can we control this bacteria? There are so many bacteria here. But we have a new bacteria. That bacteria is here. This is another microorganism. This is microorganism. This is microorganism. This is also microorganism. I don't like to use same color because that microorganisms doing harmful us. So this is also microorganism. Right? So that microorganism, this microorganism, but these microorganisms produce some chemicals. This microorganism produce some chemical. Right? These are the chemicals. So this is chemical. This chemical have collected by the, right, and injected here. We injected here. What chemical? Or sometime we can give it to orally. Anyway, that chemical have injected. Where? To this person, which are going to, this when it's reached to this area, these are going to kill this pathogen, which are going to kill this pathogen. Therefore, this chemical says antibiotics. Right? This is antibiotics. Right? This kind of chemicals have used as antibiotics. Right? Okay. So now this person going to feel happy. This person coming and going to feel happy. Right? So now students, you can understand what is the some kind of microbes produce chemical. That chemical can destroy it or sabotage of another microbe. The microbe cause diseases, right? That this chemical can sabotage or kill the pathogens, that is antibiotics. Right? So producing antibiotics we studied. Producing antibiotics, fungi and bacteria are used to produce antibiotics, right? Here this is very important one. What did they say? The fungi and bacteria. Fungi and bacteria are used to produce, fungi and bacteria are used to produce antibiotics. Antibiotics not by produced by bacteria and fungus, not virus. Here antibiotics, right? They said antibiotics can kill bacteria, it's as a pathogens, bacteria and fungus or fungi. What did they say? Only it can kill bacteria and fungi. Fungi and bacteria can kill. But they said, but they do not fight against infections caused by virus. That is the reason the COVID virus, we don't have any antibiotics, right? This is viruses. What did they say? We can use antibiotics against to the bacteria and fungus, not virus, right? Okay. Now we will go to the next slide. Some antibiotics are given. That is the chemical, no? That chemicals have showing this. Sometime you can purchase from your pharmacy or some hospitals have given. Right. This is another one is, although antibiotics are not much harmful, right? Antibiotics are not much harmful. Why? If it is harmful, doctor don't prescribe us, no? If it is harmful, our government also issued through the hospital to the community. Therefore, it is not harmful us, but sometimes it may cause side effect. The target have used to cure the disease. When they are using the tablet or the antibiotics, if we taken without advice from the doctors or without prescription, right, we may have damages our organs. Why? Doctors know very well about the drugs, antibiotic drugs, but someone went to the pharmacy, right, because some domestic people, because they have some experience, those time happened like this disease, at the time doctor prescribed this sheet. Therefore, on that the community person self thinking, this one is the medicine, and he went to take the medicine from the pharmacy privately, it's himself or herself, and took that medicine. At the time, that person may damage his organs, affect. Therefore, antibiotics definitely prescribed by the doctor. Don't get any community person themselves to purchase themselves using the antibiotics, right? Okay, because if sometimes doctor know very well about the antibiotic and what are the things when he is using more period. So 2-3 weeks or 1 week or certain week, because when they are using more period, sometimes may damage their kidney. That useful organ may damage. Therefore, doctor prescribe for certain days. He know very well. But normal community don't take antibiotic without doctor's prescription, because that antibiotic may cause damage your valuable organs, right? Not only kidney, brain, heart, right? Your other valuable organs may damage. Okay. Another one is, although antibiotics are not much harmful to human, they can cause side effect if used without medical advice, right? Penicillin, amoxicillin, tetracycline, erythromycin, those are against to the bacterial, and grisoflovin against fungal infection. Fungal infections, normally the skin infections possible, right? Mostly. So the bacterial infections and fungal infections cured by what? Antibiotics, right? Okay. This is the person right here. Who is the person? He is the person. Then antibiotics, penicillin, was discovered by the Scottish scientist Alexander Fleming. It is produced using the fungus Penicillium notatum. That fungus name of the fungus is Penicillium notatum. After finding of these antibiotics, right, we cured so many diseases. After finding of this penicillin antibiotic, they control so many infected diseases, right? Sometime, you know, you may have that experience. Sometimes they put the test injections and wait a certain minute. After that only they are injected the penicillin injections, right? Sometimes you may have that experience, because sometimes that may cause allergy, right? So anyway, the penicillin injections as an antibiotics, right? Antibiotics have controlled certain diseases, right? Okay. Then producing vaccines. Yeah, this is very useful one. Vaccines typically contain an agent that resembles a disease causing microorganism and often made from weakened or killed from the microbe from its toxins, right? Microorganisms. A vaccine mostly is available injection, sometimes oral vaccines also available. Typically contains an agent that resembles a disease causing microorganisms and is often made from weak or weakened or killed forms of the microbe or form its toxin, right? we will discuss separately now, right? We will take the new page, right? This is explain antibiotics. So we are going to study about vaccine, right? Say example, blue color, we have find just example, this microbe, this is cause agent to the disease. That means pathogens. Right? So now what happened? This pathogen can produce certain kind of substances. The pathogens can produce certain kind of substances. So we will use orange color, right? Orange color substances can be produced. Now these pathogens have find out in a human body, because we know very well the person having disease by the pathogens, what is? The person having disease by these pathogens. What pathogens? The blue color I have mentioned. These pathogens are here. The person worried about it. The disease occur. Right? Our aim to kill these pathogens. Blue color microbes are here, no? These blue color microbes are cause disease on this person. We have taken to inject the substance to this person. What is? We are going to inject the person. What is? The medicine. What medicine have to use it? Yes. Vaccine have used it. Okay. Orange color substances have find out, no? Orange color substances. Right? When they injected the orange color substances, what happened? Our body immunity, that say example, our WBC, some cells are producing here in our body that going to increase to develop our body. After the injection. The number of WBC or the substances against to these substances which are going to produce quickly. Already someone produced, the rate of productions against to the immunity is going to increase. What one cells of this can destroy this. These particles are going to destroyed by one WBC. Other one which are going to kill, just explain this, right? Animation like this, you just not need to more you, but how does this occur? this immunity is going to increase your body, and the blue color pathogens which are cause diseases which are going to killed by this WBC immunity. So when injected initially, what happened? The substance go inside, it is killed by the WBC or immunity. Right? Immunity of this WBC, white blood capsules or cells. After that, which are moving to kill the pathogens. After that, what happened? Pathogens which are killed by this one sometime. Otherwise, another reason can say when we injected, the immunity will going to increase your body. So, if infected by the blue color pathogens, when you inhale and reach to your body, the pathogens came here, no? Say this pathogen, blue color pathogens, right? Microbes come and reach your body. So we already vaccinated. That means already vaccinated. That vaccinated immunities are available. So that immunity not allowed to develop the pathogen. Not allowed to develop the pathogen. So vaccinations is going to increase, this is pathogen. Right? The pathogen, when it's go inside the body, when it's going to develop, at that time we already vaccinated. The immunity is available in your body. Therefore, it don't allow to develop the pathogens. So mostly vaccinations help us before the infection, infections or contamination, right? So here the substance, chemical, sometimes the toxins, this is toxin of the pathogens, this is toxin of the pathogens, this is toxin can injected. Sometime they are using injections part of the microbes, this part, right, part of the microbe can put it here. So small portion is here, right, small portion of blue color. So what happened? It is here, not a small piece, right, small portion, small part, right, it is injected as to increasing the immunity. Sometime they have used weakened, so they will take this microbes, then it is under weakening mean inactive stage, so they can't develop, but live, right? Say examples, cartooning experience I just explained, this is not happen because the microbial, no, right? So when they hit this, it is automatically weakening. So the weak microbes can inject to your body. So toxins possible, part of this possible, and weakened also possible. Have used as vaccines. Vaccines, why do we use vaccines? Why do we use vaccines? Yes, prevent before contamination, before infections, right? We can prevent. Say example, measles vaccines, chickenpox vaccines, right? Measles vaccines or chickenpox vaccines, right? What happened? When we are using that kind of vaccines, the pathogens can't develop in our body. So we can prevent from that kind of disease, right? Here, now see, a vaccine, right? Vaccine typically contain, they said contains an agent that resembles a disease, because the blue color I have mentioned that cause disease, the microbes disease causing microorganisms, and is often made from what we are studying, producing vaccines. Weakened, that means I already mentioned that weakened, right? Weakened where? Here, this weakened. Then sorry, weakened or killed. Sometime they can use this, I have, right? I would like to mention again that killed organism, that pathogens, right? That is killed one, part and weakened and toxin can use it, right? Here what they are mentioned, weakened and killed from the microbes or its toxins, right? It can be used it, okay? Producing vaccines, right? Here some examples have given. Producing vaccines, some examples have given. What is here producing vaccines? How do they producing? Not there I am explaining the method. The vaccines available, sometime you have a mother card or CHTR card from the nursing. When you are birthed at the hospital or anywhere, you have taken the your history CHTR, child history records, right? That CHTR mention several vaccines. Sometime you may have some experience. What is you may have some experience at your school. You may have vaccinate at your school. you have vaccinations, right? Sometime COVID vaccines also they have given so many days, right? I can remember. So the vaccines made from weakened microbes, right? Example, they have given the example here, polio. You know, polio vaccine, there's a oral vaccines, not injected, right? Polio vaccines. In foreign, they are using some vaccines for tuberculosis. Normally, it is not giving for domestic people in Sri Lanka, normally, but anyway, tuberculosis. But measles have given. Measles. These are the vaccines contain weakened microbes, right? So students should know what are the vaccines have used as weakened microbes. So polio, tuberculosis and measles, right? The next one, the producing vaccines, right? Another one is, here also they have mentioned producing vaccines, right? Producing vaccines, what it earlier weakened, right? In this time, what they are using? Yes, vaccines made from killed microbes. Earlier weakened, this is killed microbes have used to as vaccines, right? Here you should know killed. Examples, they mention it here. Cholera is like a dysentery, like frequent more, like, right? This influenza, some influenza, respiratory infection or any infection, influenza. Then typhoid fever. In Sri Lanka, they have given for the food handlers mostly typhoid fever. So typhoid vaccines also they have given, right? Okay, next one, last one, the producing vaccines made from toxins, vaccine, earlier we studied weakened, other one is killed, right? Other one is from toxin. When we injected toxin as vaccines, our immunity will going naturally by the vaccines. After vaccines, our immunity will against to that certain disease, not all disease. Examples here, tetanus. Sometimes need more frequent of vaccinations, and diphtheria also, the respiratory infections, diphtheria. So what they are using here? Yes, toxins have used it. Okay, and hepatitis producing vaccines made from body part. I already mentioned the small portions, body part, right? Body part of that body of microbes have used as vaccine using genetic engineering, right? That is hepatitis B. This also disease. Then the vaccines typically contain an agent that resembles disease causing microorganism and often made from weakened or killed from the microbes of its toxins, right? We already studied that vaccines. Okay students, today we have studied about uses of microorganism in medicine. So here especially we studied about vaccines and antibiotics, how antibiotics affect in our body, how what kind of vaccines available, so how do they prepare, those things fundamentally we have studied. Okay, next class we will study more about applications of microorganism. Thank you very much.
கல்வி டிவியில் புத்தம்புது நிகழ்ச்சிகளை உடனுக்குடன் பார்த்து மகிழ எமது Facebook மற்றும் YouTube பக்கத்தை லைக் செய்யுங்கள்.